Yo, what's happening? Today I'm going to be making mead. Now that it's winter, I'm taking a break from the van work and I'm going to start doing a mead series. And if you just stumbled across the mead video and you're also interested in the van conversion video, I'll link those videos down below. Making mead's a pretty simple process. You really only need 4 things. You need honey, you need water, and yeast. And a floofy dog to watch the process. Everybody has their own processes, but here I'll be showing you mine. This is what I'll be using to make 6 gallons of mead. Sanitation is a really important part. These are restaurant grade sanitation tabs that I'll be using to sanitize all my equipment. I use 2 of those and fill my 6-gallon fermenter about half of the way full, using hot water. Now I just make sure to fully submerge everything into the sanitizer water. The pot I'm going to use to heat up some water. A bowl for mixing yeast with hot water to activate it. A whisk for getting the honey thoroughly mixed in. A spoon for mixing the yeast, and a plate to set all my sanitized tools. The hydrometer for figuring out the alcohol content in the mead. You want to let everything soak in the sanitizer water for about a minute. Then I take it all out and let it fully dry. I use a rag soaked in the sanitizer water to wipe down anything that can't be fully submerged in the sanitizer. Now I fill the sink with hot water that I'm going to use to submerge my honey jug to help thin it out. I fill the pot with about half a gallon of water that I'm going to heat up to mix the honey with. At this point in the game, I can ditch the sanitizer water. Now I'm going to use some of that hot water for my yeast activation. It can't be too hot though, so I gotta watch the temperature and wait till it gets down to about 99 degrees. Now while the water is heating on the stove and the yeast water is cooling down, I can start filling up my fermenter with the rest of the water. Now the water on the stove's hot enough, but not boiling, and I can start mixing in the honey. Now the water for the yeast activation is cool enough and I can start slowly mixing in the yeast. You want to make sure you do it slow enough or you end up with clumps like what I've got on my spoon. You usually end up with a little honey left in the jug, so what I do is I mix in some water and shake it up really good to get that last little bit of honey. Here's the honey water nice and mixed up. Now I can pour my honey water mixture in with the rest of the water. Using the hydrometer, I take an original gravity measure, and then I'll take another one at the end when it's done fermenting, and with that I can calculate what the alcohol content is. That done, it's time to add the yeast water. I always make sure to mix it up again and, get it nice and aerated, so that way the yeast has plenty of oxygen for its fermentation. And you can make mead without the raisins, but I like to add it because it just adds extra nutrients that's going to help the yeast. And same with the raisins. This you don't have to do, but these are black tea bags. It just helps add to the nutrients for the fermentation. Now time to just seal it up and wait. Yo, what's happening? Welcome back to another mead related video. Of course, once again, joined by the floof dog. Today I'm going to be talking about mead and I'm going to be trying some mead. My plan for the channel is at least one video a week, whether it be mead or van work or anything else I have planned for the future. And my mead initial fermentation is going to be at least 2 weeks. Sometimes it takes longer. So today I'm going to be doing talking mead. I've got two meads in front of me here. This one is grapefruit and this one is orange. And I made them I don't even know how long ago. I put them aside and forgot about them. And sometimes that's the best thing you can do for mead is aging. First off, I'm going to try this grapefruit mead, which originally when I made it, I didn't care for too much. It had a very bitter aftertaste. I poured a lot there. I was really surprised with that one because it lost most of that bitter aftertaste and you really just get the grapefruit flavor coming through. Much better than when I originally made it. And that's one thing that aging can do, is you'll have certain flavors that don't come through initially, but as you let it sit for a month, 2 months, 3 months, you start getting those flavors coming back through when you try them again. When I first started out making mead, I started making it in these 2-gallon Mr. Beer fermenters. And originally, I was adding way too much honey, and I was coming up with a really sweet mead. And as I've progressed, I started adding less honey to these, and I started getting a better product. You can always add more honey later, but there's no way to take it out once it's been added. Because you can always go back and back sweeten, which I'll be showing you at a later date in one of my later mead videos. I made a lot of good mead in these 2-gallon fermenters. I've just refined my process, and the product I'm making now is so much better than when I started out with these. Stepped up to that 6-gallon fermenter you saw in my first making mead at home video. Mainly not because these are bad, but because the demand for my meads was so high that I needed to put out a lot more at once. So I ended up buying that 6-gallon fermenter and 3-gallon carboy, so that way I can split my meads up and, you know, add different fruits into the different meads, trying out more recipes from the same initial fermentation. Goofy dog. Goofy dog. A big factor that helped me out was this book right here, Making Mead Like a Viking by Jeremy Zimmerman. Now this is a really good book for starting out. I've learned a lot from reading this. But the man in this book is making mead like a literal Viking. He's out there cooking it over a campfire, and he's out there foraging for berries and herbs. But this book does have a lot of good recipes in it, and a lot you can learn from it about the traditional Viking ways of making mead. And most people aren't going to be making mead like that. You're going to be using your regular kitchen, not a campfire. And you're going to be buying ingredients from the store and not going out picking berries and finding herbs. But that is one of the things I learned from this book, was about the raisins and black tea bags, because you can substitute that for what he's doing and you can add those, and it adds that same nutrients that's going to help your mead in its initial fermentation. Definitely a great read, and I'd recommend for anybody starting out making mead who's interested in Vikings and the way they used to make mead and how it started. Alright, here we go, second mead. Try not to pour so much this time. It's about 10%, so you gotta be careful with this stuff. Let's do a light taste test on this one. Now this one's definitely a lot different than when I initially started it. It's still got some of that orange taste, but it's not very sweet. It's definitely kept fermenting, I think, in the jar even, to the point where it's got a real dryness to it. And it's slightly carbonated. It's not bad at all, but it's just not what it was when I initially tasted it. So you notice these jars I'm using. Originally, back when I was using these, I was also using Mr. Beer bottles and also other random bottles, wine bottles, tequila bottles, anything I could find that had a lid, and I was bottling in that. And then a friend eventually brought up to me that it would be good to have some kind of uniform bottling. So these, $7, $8, you can buy a case of these jars, and it makes a nice seal and a good way to bottle up all your meads. If for some reason you're enjoying these videos, be sure to drop a like down below and also subscribe to keep notified on future content. As always, she's enjoying my mead making content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Yo, what's happening? I'm going to be doing the second step in my mead making process. I'm going to be racking the mead and adding some fruits. To one 3-gallon carboy, I'm going to be adding grapes, red and green. And to another 3-gallon carboy, I'm going to be adding some oranges. Once again, I'm making sure everything is sanitized. For this, I'm using my old Mr. Beer 2-gallon fermenter. I drop in the 2 carboy plugs, the caps for the airlocks, the airlocks themselves, a knife for cutting up my oranges, and my auto siphon. I'll pump it up a couple times to get the sanitizer flowing through the tube. I like to use a rag soaked with the sanitizer to wipe off the countertop where I'm going to be cutting my oranges. And also the cutting board that I'm going to be using. I always wash off any fruit that's going to be going into the mead. With the sanitizer rag, I wipe down the parts of my auto siphon that aren't submerged into the sanitizer. If you're not careful, and you pull out the hose with sanitizer running through it, this will happen. Hey, sometimes it happens. Here's one of the carboys that the Mead is going to be going into. Using that auto siphon in the sanitizer, I fill up that carboy to get it sanitized also. It takes a bit, so I'll kick back and drink some Mead. Now I'll pop in the carboy plug and shake it up to make sure the sanitizer touches every part of the carboy. I dump the sanitizer back into that 2-gallon fermenter so that way I can use it for the second carboy also. And I'll just repeat the process for the second carboy too. I sanitize the hydrometer too, so that way when I check it, I can pour that mead back into the fermenter. Time to cut up some oranges. I'm a professional from my time spent in the restaurant. I cut the pieces small enough so that way they fit in easily, and that way they also come back out when it's done. Now the grapes I can just add in whole, and they always add plenty of flavor that way. I gotta make sure to take some Flufdog training breaks, of course. Now I'll take a sample to check the gravity. The original gravity was 1.079. Now it's at 1.038, which puts the alcohol content at about 5.38%. Still a ways to go, but it'll keep fermenting even in the carboys. Now it's time to start filling the carboys with the mead. Once you get it going, you can just let it flow. You gotta be sure to keep an eye on it though, you don't want it to fill too much or overflow even. It does take a while, so there's definitely time to have some mead. Or maybe even chill and have a nap. Now time to do the grape one. As you get to the bottom of the fermenter, it'll definitely start to slow down. So I'll usually have to tip the fermenter, but I'm careful to keep any sediment on the bottom from going into the carboy. I never fill too far up the neck because sometimes you'll get some foam and it'll come right out of the airlock and cause a huge mess. This bottom bit is mostly sediment, raisins, and tea bags, so I just end up dumping it out. Not too shabby. Now I'll pop in the plugs on both. The airlock's filled about halfway with water. And the cap's on top of those. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Yo, what's happening? Today I've got a few things going on. Number one, I'm going to be racking some mead, the one that I added fruit to last week. And so now I'm going to be getting it separated from that fruit and into a new carboy. I'll rack the mead a few times throughout the process. It helps to get it clearer, and you leave that little bit of sediment on the bottom. So each time you rack it, it'll get a little clearer and a little clearer. And eventually, once it's done fermenting, then I go back and I do the back sweetening. Second thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be drinking these meads and talking a little bit about them. And number three, I've just gotten something in the mail, so I'm going to be unboxing it and showing it off. So if you want to see that, stay tuned to the end. Here's the two meads from last time. I'll be doing the same process as last time. Once you get it flowing, you just let it go. I'll be doing another gravity measure to see what the alcohol content is now at this point. Now it's sitting at 1.008, which will put the alcohol content at 9.38%. Right on schedule. Once again, I have to tip it a little bit to get the last little bit out, but I'm careful not to get any sediment in. Now I'll just top the last little bit off with water. I do this because if you leave the level too low, the CO2 can get caught in the carboy, in the liquid, and it won't escape through the airlock like it's supposed to. Like I said, you want to cut the fruit small enough to where it'll fit in and also come out. I could have gone a little smaller with those oranges because it was a struggle to get them out. Finally, the last one. What's going on, Floofy? And now I'll just repeat the process with the grape mead. I'll do a gravity measure on this one too. They usually end up being the same, but I do it just to be sure. And once again, we wait for it to fill up. There we have it, the two flavors racked. And you'll see as I do this more and more how it'll get clearer and clearer. Time to drink mead. First mead I'm trying out here is this one, and it is a sangria mead. This has in it cherries, strawberries, blueberries, an orange, and a lemon. It always tastes better from a horn. There's a lot going on with this one. There's a lot of fruit in it. So you get a lot of flavors coming through. They're all kind of blended together. But it is pretty sweet from all the sugars and all those different fruits. Similar to a sangria type of wine, there's a lot of fruity flavors in this. Probably one of the best ones I make and one of my favorites. Next, I've got this cranberry orange, which this is the first time I've ever made this one. One thing I'll do different with it is blend the cranberries next time. I didn't realize how hard they were, and it probably didn't put too much flavor through. I need more. Don't judge me. Before I made this, I really didn't even know what a cranberry tasted like. I can't say how much of the cranberry flavor is there, but I can tell you it's not plain mead, it's not just the honey flavor. But I think if I do blend it next time, that I'll end up getting more of that cranberry flavor through. And the orange just adds a little bit of sweetness to it, because I tried a cranberry when I was making it, and it was kind of a bitter taste. But the mead didn't come out bitter at all. And I actually liked it a lot more than I expected. But there's definitely, it's not a plain mead, there's definitely some flavor to it. Here it is. Here we go. There's a big old box here. and another box. And of course, some bubble wrap. There it is. Also comes with, where the heck did it go? This nice leather piece that you can wear, so you can put it on your side, on your belt. I wanted to buy an axe for a while, something to keep in the van if I'm ever out camping, so I can cut up any wood that I need to. And of course I gotta have the Viking style to it. And a lot of the axes I looked at, they looked really nice, but they're mostly decoration, and they were a lot more expensive than this one. And I read a lot of reviews, so I ended up going with this one. It's only 66 bucks, but it's pretty high quality, and it's meant for actually chopping wood and such. So I'll link the where I got it down below, if anybody's interested in an axe. I think I'm gonna go chop some stuff up. This is what I'm talking about. You can keep it on your side there. It's got that nice little belt loop for it. I'm off to find something to chop. Oh, there's something. This is a little guy, but we'll see how it does. Like nothing. So step up a little bigger. See how it does. There we go. And here we go, something even a little bigger. What's going on, Floof? That'll do if you're out there trying to chop up some firewood. The last chop. Son of a bitch. Go on, Floof. Go on, Floof. Go on. Well, that's a bummer. It seems like my search for an axe will continue. I don't know, maybe I tried chopping something a little too big for it. I thought it would hold up to that, but here's what happened. See, with this hatchet here, I'd cut down a tree about that big that I carved a staff out of. So I had figured that this would at least be able to cut through that log that was about this big, but I guess I was wrong. Anyway, if you enjoyed, be sure to like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Yo, what's happening? In this video, I'm going to be racking my mead again. That sounds weird. I'm going to be racking the mead, and then after that, me and my dad will be fixing the axe that I broke in the last video. Also, in that last video, there was a copyright claim on one of my songs that I used, so I had to take it out. And I chose to take just the song out and not like the whole audio, so you can still hear me talking about what's going on. So the audio gets a little bit sketchy around 3 minutes, and it gets better again somewhere around 6 or 7 minutes, I think. Anyways, here we go. Oh no. I tried to pull my airlock out and it broke. I've only got 2. Well, I hope this works until I get a new one. I have to save my mead. Well, as you saw, things went badly with my airlock. And if you're in a pinch and you need something to create an airlock, you can always use a balloon with a pinhole poked in it, and that'll give you enough pressure to let the CO2 out through that pinhole, but not let any oxygen back through.
Yeah, you just don't want to hit any metal with that drill bit.
Should we go a little smaller then? Or?
We could, and then we could go bigger, you know.
Yeah.
What was that?
I think a bit fell. Yeah.
Okay, now try to drill really nice and straight right down through the. Wedge. See the wedge?
Yeah. It's like a wooden wedge.
I'd like to maybe save it. Yeah, I think it was just a defect in that part of the handle there. Get that wipe out of there. It's no good now. There it is. So there you go.
And split.
Yeah, that's still like. Save it for now.
Not bad.
Throw this away. I'll cut it by hand or get a power tool.
Probably. Oh, I know, it is pretty hard. I say it probably wouldn't be too bad to cut by hand, but.
I don't think it would be.
Yeah, just leave it by hand.
So I'm going to hold it. So just go,
Yeah, you can feel down here where it's.
yeah, that's it out here. Just go real, try to get nice and straight. You know, don't push too hard.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Might be right. Well, no matter what, this is not gonna, the way that handle was bigger at the end than this here. The more we go down, it looks like it gets narrower.
Yeah.
You might want to just stay with
Leave
that
it at
right
that.
there. Yeah. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
way?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yep.
Perfect fit, man.
Nice.
We're gonna pound that on there tight.
Right, yeah.
But we're gonna slot this now. So I'll put in the vise once again. I'll look for some. I have wooden wedges, but I'm gonna look for some metal wedges.
Okay. How deep do I want to go?
I'd go all the way down. Yeah, I'd go all the way down.
Down to that line there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, where's your?
It's a little far in on this side, but I think it'll.
Okay, now we gotta cut this. Well, that was easier than you thought, huh?
Yeah.
Goes on like this, right?
Yeah. The handle curve, yeah, that's the way it goes.
Okay. I'm gonna get different hammer. I want to split your head.
Yeah.
Well, it's going on pretty. Split already. Okay. Go ahead and grind. Okay. Plug her in.
There it is.
Yeah, just do it nice and gentle. Don't push too hard on it. Okay. Well, now the finishing touch. One in the front, one in the back. Oh, that's sturdy. Yeah, I think this is more for cutting humans. You want to put an edge on that?
Yeah. That's probably part of the problem too. It wasn't very sharp when I was chopping, you know.
Well, I'm gonna let you work on that, and let me see this jig. With this. This is the, you don't want to use that side, you want to use the fine,
Okay.
the real fine side. You get it where you want it. I mean, it's got a better
edge than it did.
yeah. I think this.
That's better.
Yeah, I think just hold it like this and go work one side maybe. You want to go about like a 45-degree angle. Work one side, then flip it and work the other side. Yeah, that's good.
Definitely better than it was. Yeah, oh yeah, that's better.
You'd be out here for a long time getting it really
Yeah.
sharp.
That should be good to cut wood at least, you know?
Yeah, if you run your thumb across it like that,
Yeah, it's got a good edge.
there it was. No, definitely cut.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, you know how to turn everything off, right?
Yeah.
That switch, and don't forget the heater.
Yep. As you saw, we fixed the axe, and I'll have to do a video in the future of me trying it out again. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoy, be sure to like the video and subscribe to see more bead making content and also van videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Yo, what's happening? The axe is back. Weather's starting to warm up a little bit, so pretty soon I think I'll be back in the van, getting some van work done, showing off some of the work I've done off camera. So that's exciting. For today, I think I'm gonna rack my mead. Damn it, I always say that. But for today, I think I'm gonna rack the mead again. Maybe next time I'll be doing the back sweetening. And then I think I'm going to get outside and try the axe out again now that it's been fixed. Should be even stronger than before. But we'll find out. If you were wondering about where I store my mead, I've got a spare room here that I stick it in the closet. Mainly you just want a dark place that has a consistent temperature Don't want to let a lot of sunlight hit it. And depending on what you're doing, some things need cooler temperatures, some things need warmer, but I found this works for me, so I just keep it in here, shut the door, and let her sit. Here I am, out here ready to do some chopping. See what we can do here. Breaks before I can even chop it. Scared to break it again. It's doing all right. What you got there, Floof Dog? What you doing there, Floof Dog? Give me it. It's doing all right for some sticks. I lost my camera stopper. It's holding up. If you're going at it angled, it's working all right to carve away at it, but it's not really chopping through. I'd say probably more of a stick chopper than anything. Try out something a little more dead here. It breaks that all right. Another dead log, we'll see what it does. Yeah, it was pretty easy to break. Well, I'm out of mead. It's getting dark. It's time to go in. I'm calling it probably not the best wood chopper there is out there, but it looks cool. Ah, I gotcha. Good girl. Come on, Floof Dog, let's go inside. I'm calling it. Go on, get. Is it time for a nap, Floofy Dog? You look comfy there. Thanks for watching another episode of mead making and wood chopping. If you enjoyed, be sure to like the video and also subscribe. More van videos will be coming out soon, now that it's getting nicer out, and I'll see you in the next one. Yo, what's happening? I'm finally on to a new step in the mead making process. I'm going to be doing the back sweetening. I'll be using hot water to warm up and thin the honey once again. That's it. You missed. That's it. That's it. Good girl. Sit. Lay down. I'll be using equal parts water and honey for this part. Usually about a quarter gallon of each. Now I'll just shake it up to get it thoroughly mixed in. Now I just pour the honey water mixture in and then rack the meat into it. I'm coming, Floof Dog. Come on. Now I take probably the last gravity measure. It's at 0.994, which will put the alcohol content at right about 11%. Now I'll just do the same process for the grape mead. Now that I've done the back sweetening, the last step will be bottling. Well, I'll actually rack it a few times between now and then, but you've already seen me do it a bunch of times, so next step you'll see will be me bottling the mead. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like the video and also subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Yo, what's happening? Welcome to another Mead video. Today, I will be doing the final step in the mead making process. I'm going to be bottling. As I talked about before, I'm using these quart mason jars. For a while there, I couldn't get the mason jars. There was a shortage on them, and a buddy at work actually was able to get me some, so I'm very thankful to him for doing that. Let's do it. What do you think, Amadou? Amadou? What do you think about the final mead step? All right. First thing, sanitize all the jars. Now I dump out all the sanitizer and let them sit to dry out for a bit. I just pinch the hose to stop the flow so I can switch to the next jar. I usually end up using some random bottles and jars too. Emma, what did you think? So what'd you think of my mead making process? Good girl. Good girl. This was the last step in my mead making process. Hope you enjoyed the series. Hope you got something out of it. I had a good time making it. There will be one more video. I'm going to try out this mead that I had made through this whole process. And the other mead that I had tried that I made before this one. It's been sitting for about a month. So I'll be trying that again. As always, thanks for watching. Yo, what's happening? Welcome to another Talking Mead. Got a lot going on today. I got 4 meads here that I'm going to be trying out. Got the sangria flavor, I got the cranberry orange that I did, and that was all last time before the grape and the orange that I did in the series of making mead at home. The mead's finished, all bottled up. So that series is coming to an end. This will be the final episode in that whole group. I'm sure I'll do more mead videos in the future, but for now I'm going to be moving on to more van work. Also the travel video when I'll be heading out to Arizona. I've also got a couple packages in the mail that I'm excited to be opening up, so I'll do that at the end. So make sure to stay to the end. These two here have been aging for a month. I'm excited to try them again. And then these ones are just bottled a week ago. Alright, I'm going to jump into the mead tasting. I'll start with this here sangria. Go light on it because I've got a lot of meads to try here. Definitely got a lot more of those fruit flavors now than it did the last time I tried it. It's strange how after you let them sit, you get more flavors than your initial taste. It's more like a wine than a mead, honestly. But really good. Something you could definitely sip on. I think in this one the cherry is definitely a lot more of the dominant flavor in there. On to the next. This here is the cranberry orange. Hard to say. I still don't know what a cranberry is supposed to taste like a whole lot, but it's more meaty than the sangria, but definitely with hints of other flavors in there. I know it's not a whole lot of orange because I didn't add too much orange to it. Yeah, definitely sweeter. The fresh cranberries were pretty bitter. It's a pretty good mead though. I'll definitely have to try it again and do something different with the cranberries next time. Maybe blend them up. I'd say it's got some cranberry flavor to it though. Alright, I've had enough waiting. It was a month after I ordered this that I finally got it. Maybe even more than a month. And it's not actually even the original one that I ordered. But I got to get this thing open. I know I said the end, but I'm going to do it. I can't take it. Hey, it's coming from Arizona. Oh, wow. How the heck does that work? I guess like that. Holy crap, comes with a nice bag and everything. Wow. That is a lot bigger than I was expecting. Look at that compared to this one. Ooh, holy crap. That's gonna fit a lot of meat in it. Wow. And it's got a nice little stand there. Very nice. I think I'm missing something here though. Let's see. Yeah, it was supposed to have a sort of like a holster that you can put on your side that you can wear it, but I seem to be missing that. I'm just freaking amazed at how big this freaking horn is. Yeah, the holster's definitely not in there. This is cool though. Nice bag to carry it in. And there's also this. Also with a pretty cool little bag there. It is Thor's hammer. I'll probably end up hanging this up in the rearview mirror of the van. Pretty cool little thing. Here it is, sort of up close. Alright, on to the next mead. I can try it out of the new horn now. This here is the grape one. And this I made in the whole, this and the orange I made throughout the mead making series. Very good, very sweet. I used the red grapes and the green grapes. Also a little more wine-like with the whole grape flavor, but definitely a good mead. Like always, it tastes better from a horn. A little bit of a grape juice type of flavor, because it's pretty sweet. What is it, Floof? What do you want? What is it? Huh? What you got going on? Are you interested in the Mead series? What did you think about the Mead series? Good girl. Alright, time for the last mead. This is the orange mead. Can't even open it. I believe this is a pint jar here. So we're gonna see how much this horn can take. Almost the whole pint. Now let's see how much mead I can take. Oh yeah, that's good. They both came out really sweet. I'd like to try them again in a month and see how much the flavors really come through. It's still pretty early on. I haven't let them age. It's only been a week. In a month, you'll probably have a lot more of the individual like orange flavor and grape flavor coming through. But still very tasty. Definitely smells really orangey. Alright, here we go. Good stuff. You never hear the Vikings talk about fruity flavors in their meads. I've had enough. I'm going to chop something. Here's where the axe failed last time. Let's see how it does this time. What are you doing? That'll make you some firewood there. Look, I'm trying to chop wood. Obviously, this time I was a little bit smarter about my chopping. Alright, if you've made it this far, here is the final unboxing. Here is what I've got. So up till this point, I have been recording everything with my phone. I've been doing editing on my phone, and I finally decided it's time to upgrade. So I got myself the Akaso Brave LE7, Brave 7 LE. So from now on, I'm going to start shooting video with this. I can figure out how to get it open. I'll show you what's inside here. Of course, the pull tab at the bottom. Who wouldn't have thought of that? We have the camera with a waterproof cover, I believe, and it's already sitting on a mount for a tripod, which I have, which I'm using with the phone right now. Now if we open this up here, I've got this, I believe is a wrist strap for starting and stopping the camera, like what I have with my tripod, what I use for my phone, but on your wrist, so that way you don't lose it like I did with my little start stop here in one of my videos somewhere along the way. You got a few more mounts here and bags. I'll have to go through and figure out how all of this, how to use all of this. Charging cord, of course. Nice thing. Comes with 2 batteries. Have one charging while you're recording, and then you just can do a nice swap out. Some zip ties, I guess, and a microfiber cloth. Not sure what these little foam pads are for. I'll have to figure out what to do with all this different stuff, but looks like another mounting bracket. Oh, and I suppose this must be the charging port for the 2 batteries. Bunch of Velcro straps. Like I said, I'll have to dig a little deeper and figure out what each component here is going to be used for. Like I said, I've been pretty basic. I've been using the phone up until this point. and even editing on the phone. So it'll be a whole learning curve for me figuring out how to use this, and also computer editing. There is a whole bunch of mounts for this thing. All these are all different mounts. Oh boy, I'm part of the Picasso Club. Would you look at that? I'm not even entirely sure how you get this thing off of here. I want to start pulling on it. Somehow it's mounted to the top of the box there. I've got some figuring out to do. Well, I guess this is how you shoot. It's just permanently on the box. Maybe you can try and set that up and get your shot like that. That'll work. I've done that before. I've recorded like that with my phone. Let's see. Oh, I did something. That's loose. Now, oh, we've got some movement here. There we go. I got the camera out. The nice thing with this, it's got that front-facing camera. So what I do a lot of times with my phone when I set up shots, I have that camera facing me so I can see what I'm going to be recording. So that'll be nice to transition to that so I can point it at myself and see exactly what the shot's going to be. Now I still have the issue of getting this off of here. It's got to come off somehow. Here we go. There it is. That sucker was cranked on there pretty tight. I'm not sure if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just doing stuff. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, I'm going to be shooting with the box the whole time. Alright, so that's out. There is your waterproof case. Pretty neat. Don't know what that is. Some kind of rubber thing that was in there. I've got so much stuff and things here, I don't even know where to start. I mean, this has to come off the box. I don't want to rip it. But maybe I have to. I don't want to rip it because there's that foam bit underneath there. which was kind of trying to pull off with the box a little bit of it did. Not sure if that's important in any way. I don't know. I don't know what you do with this. There's that. Yeah, I definitely overlooked the fact that there's instructions right there on how to take that off. You just squeeze that and slide it off. Easy enough. So yeah, that bit right there is just scrap, just part of the box. Unless there's some way you can use it once you take it off there, but like it says here, you're supposed to pull the whole camera off, right off of this thing, so I think that's just meant to stay there. Thanks for watching another Talking Mead. This is the final episode in the mead making series. I'm sure there'll be more stuff in the future. But for now, time to move on to van work. Hope you enjoyed. And if you did, be sure to like the video and subscribe for future content.
Oi, 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 oi.